Buonasera studenti, come state? Io sto molto bene, grazie. Questo è il video della settimana 6, week 6. So, where did we start last week? Well, okay, so there's a few things that I wanted to cover. I won't go over everything that we did, but the main things were we looked at the days of the week, I giorni della settimana. We then looked at the months, so I mesi. We looked at numbers from basically 10 to 100 and all the numbers in between, how you form them. They're quite easy when you get to know them. And then we looked at ERE verbs in the present tense, so verbs like ripetere, which is to repeat, prendere, which is to take, and scrivere, which is to write. So we also looked at sort of the homework from the previous week. So what did we look at last week? We looked at, let me just take autofocus off here. There you go, should be better. So last week we looked at some ARE verbs like parlare, cantare, viaggiare, suonare, like to play a guitar or an instrument, etc. So we looked at the endings for those words. So you take the stem of the verb, for example, parlare, the stem is the first part, parla, and then we add endings depending on whether we're saying I speak, you speak, do you speak, we speak, etc. So those endings, we'll need to look at, well, we'll need to remember those endings when we look at these ERE verbs, because they sort of follow the same pattern when you use them, but there are a few changes. So, okay, let's get started. I think we'll start with numbers. So let me just move this over here, and I think we'll zoom in a little bit. So in order to look at numbers like between, well, not just 10 actually, more so like 20 and 100, because we kind of roughly know the numbers 10 to 20. To know the numbers 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, etc. up to 100, you need to also know numbers 1 to 9. So hopefully you can see those there. If I go in a little bit more, can you see me? I'll try and not cut my head off too much. So don't worry if I go out of the frame. The main thing is that you can see these. So 10, 10. So that's 10. 20. Well, I've introduced that in the last few weeks, that's 20. So these numbers from 30 up to 90 actually have an A at the end, so let's have a look at how we pronounce them. 30 is 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, like cinque, like the number 5. 60, so there's two S's there, 60, 60, 70, so that's 70, 80, like 8, 80, that's 80, and then we've got 90, 90, and then at the end we've got 100, so that's 100. Like 500, 500, 500, 500. So let's try them again. Ripetiamo, okay? Let's repeat them. Or I'll say them and then you repeat. Ripetete, voi, ripetete. So keep that in mind, ripetete, because we'll look at that verb again. So 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So they've all got this A sound at the end, and they all kind of look similar to the individual numbers. So 30 come 3, like 3, 40, that's a bit like 4, 50, a bit like 5, 60, well that's from sei, like settimana 6, week 6. 70 has got the double T, like 7, 7. 80 like otto, 90 like nove, and then 100, well that's like a cent, or centurion, or century. So, but we pronounce the C and the E, cento. So if I want to say 31, I would just pop uno after trenta. However, something happens because we have an A at the end of trenta or quaranta and a vowel at the beginning of uno. We take off the A and it becomes trentuno, trentuno, quarantuno, cinquantuno, etc., etc., and so on and so on. The same thing happens for one of these numbers plus 8. So, for example, 88 would be ottantotto, ottantotto. So you just drop the final A. 78 would be settantotto. See, 91 would be novantuno. See. Otherwise, for numbers like 43 or 65, we just put this word and this word together. So, 65, 44, 33, 32, ma 31, okay? 31. 96. So that's quite easy to form. And in order to just test your understanding, I'm going to write a few numbers. Well, I'll say a few numbers and then let me just come back over here so you can see me. So see if you can retain any of those 10 numbers, okay? So I'll give you a few. Don't worry if you forget them, but I think you'll probably be able to figure them out. So let me write down some numbers. Okay, right, so the first number I'm going to say is 53. 53, okay, so 50 sounds a bit like cinque, doesn't it? So that's 50 and then 3. 53, 53. 91. 91, yeah. 72. 72, so 72. 84. 84, 84. 76. 76, 76. 59. 59, 59, excellent. So if you wanted to say something like 250, all you need to do is put the 2 in front of the 100 and then say 50. So let me zoom out again. So we put the 2 in front of 100 and then 50. 250. 250. 999, 999, etc., etc. There's also mille, which we didn't look at much, but mille is 1,000. So this year, quest'anno è, this year is 2000. We haven't got 18 on there, but you might remember that. 2018. 2018. Excellent. So there's some numbers, they're quite useful. Next thing that we looked at is, or was, I giorni della settimana. So let's have a little look at these. These are in green and I realise that sometimes it can be a little hard to see, so let's try and zoom in and just look over there. So you'll notice that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these have a little accent over the I, and that's just because it's like a clipped short sound. So lunedì, Monday, martedì, Tuesday, mercoledì, giovedì, venerdì, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, now it changes, sabato, domenica, domenica, sabato, venerdì, giovedì, mercoledì, martedì, lunedì. So, come si dice Tuesday in italiano? Si dice martedì. Come si dice Sunday in italiano? Si dice domenica. Domenica. Let me just show you how that one's written. Domenica. 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 Oggi è giovedì. Today is Thursday. Giovedì. Domani è venerdì. Tomorrow is Friday. Venerdì. Il dopodomani è sabato. Il dopodomani, the day after tomorrow, is sabato. Sabato 13 ottobre. Saturday the 13th of October. So that takes me on to the months of the year. So let's have a little look what we have. As I say them, I'm going to write them probably just to the side so you can hear how they're pronounced, but also you can see a bit more clearly how they're written. So have a look at what the spelling is, okay? Gennaio, gennaio, January. Aio, A and an I and an O, aio, January. Febbraio, February. Febbraio. Marzo, March. April, aprile, aprile. So these three especially look quite similar to the English, don't they? Gennaio, febbraio, marzo, aprile, maggio, that's May. This one's difficult to look at. Giugno, Giugno, G-I-U, it's a giù, and then gno, gna, okay, like a gnocchi. Luglio, Luglio, that's July, so we've got a li sound there, quite common. Agosto, well that's August. Agosto. Settembre, September. Settembre, okay, like sette or settanta. So that comes from the Roman calendar, 7th month before, I think, 2 extra. I think June and July were sort of fitted in to the Roman calendar later, if I'm correct. So previously this would have been the 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th month. So settembre, ottobre, that's this month, questo mese. Novembre, I'm running out of space there, that's November. And dicembre, dicembre, December. After looking at these, we then said when our birthdays were. So, quando, that's a useful question word, and it means when. So if I'm asking someone I know, someone informally, I could ask them, quando è il tuo compleanno? Quando è? When is your birthday? So this is the word quando, which means when. Quando. Q and a U is a qu sound, quite common in Italian. You'll hear it in questo, this, quello, that. 40, think of some other words. If you come across any, let me know, other QU words. Quando è, so è, That should look familiar by now. That comes from the verb essere, which means to be. So, quando è means when is it, when is. Il, tuo, that's informal, that means your, someone you know, or someone your age. Compleanno, so this is the word for birthday. Quando è il tuo compleanno? When is your birthday? So if you're going to answer that, you could say, my birthday is, and then you just say the date. So we had il tuo, which means your, and so to start my birthday is, you need il mio compleanno, oh, I see O at the end, è. My birthday is, il mio compleanno è, so il mio compleanno è il 3 dicembre, is the 3rd of December. Il 3 dicembre. So to say the date, you just need to say the 3 month, or the number month. So you don't need to worry about 3rd or 2nd, 5th. You just need il something something. So we could change it to, oops, we could change it to the 25th of March. Il 25 marzo. 25, 25. Il mio compleanno è il 25 marzo. Okay, so that's how you tell someone a date. Il 4 dicembre, il 9 giugno, il 31, 31 days, dicembre. So their numbers, sort of 10 or 20 up to 100 days of the week. Lunedì, martedì, mercoledì, giovedì, venerdì, sabato, domenica. Months of the year: gennaio, febbraio, marzo, aprile, maggio, giugno, luglio, agosto, settembre, ottobre, novembre, dicembre. And il mio compleanno è, my birthday is. So let me just pick it up. So there you saw a little possessive, il mio compleanno. So you'll see il mio in front of a masculine noun. For example, il mio telefonino, my mobile phone. Il mio libro, my book. But if you're saying that something is yours and it's a feminine noun, you would say la mia. Ad esempio, la mia penna, la mia casa, la mia macchina, my car. So that's something to look out for. So we then looked at some question words. Some of them you'll be familiar with already, like come, quando, we just had that, didn't we? When. Che cosa? So that means what. Another useful one with numbers is quanto. Quanto. For example, in the question, quanto costa? Quanto costa? How much does it cost? So, quanto sounds a little bit like quando, but it's spelled a tiny bit differently. Quanto. How much, or how much really. Quanto. Quanto costa? Oh. Quanto costa? So, how much does it cost? Can you guess what that verb is? If it's costa in the third person, he, she, or it costs. The whole verb, if it ends with an A there, the likelihood is that the whole verb is an ARE verb. So, the verb to cost, costare, to cost. When you're asking quanto costa, you're saying how much does it cost. Okay? Okay, brilliant. So we're starting to look at question words and how you respond to those questions. So that's something you'll see more and more of in the coming weeks. So we looked at some answers for homework from last week. So well done. You seem to cotton on to like how you change the verb forms, the ARE verbs. We also started to recognise the verbs avere, like abbiamo una casa, we have a house, we have. Ho gli occhiali neri, I have black glasses, as well as the verb essere, so like il mio compleanno è, okay, my birthday is. Noi siamo inglesi, we are English. So we're going to now move on to a different type of verb, okay? So in order to look at this verb, you'll need, I need to zoom out for a start, that would help, wouldn't it, so you can actually see. I think we'll use the board here. Make sure it's clean. So, not over there like that. So it might just be worth recapping on ARE verbs because it's a similar kind of thing that you do with the endings, so let's use this. So here's the verb parlare, to speak. We could change it to a different verb if you get fed up with parlare. We could use mangiare, see? Mangiare. Okay, so this is a nice verb, it means to eat. And that's the ending there, ARE, makes it an ARE verb. So if I want to say I eat, all I need to do is take off the ARE, and that leaves the stem. Mangi, let me add an O. Mangio. Mangio una pizza. I eat, or I'm eating a pizza. Tu mangi una pizza. So mangi, you don't need to keep the I and put two of them, we just have one I at the end of the to form. He or she eats. Mangi, and then the ending is an A, so mangia. We eat, or we're eating. Mangiamo. Mangiamo. Voi mangiate. Mangiate. Mangiate qualcosa. Do you want to eat something? Are you eating something? And then the last one in the they form, mangiano. Mangiano. Mangiano un panino. So they're eating a sandwich. So these are the endings for ARE verbs. O-I-A, iamo, ate, ano. Remember, iamo, that's always a we ending. So, parliamo italiano. We're speaking Italian. Ate is always going to be a voi form for ARE verbs. So, guardate, look, watch. Ascoltate, listen, you guys listen. Ascoltiamo la radio, we're listening to the radio, etc. So these endings, O-I-A, iamo, ate, ano. In the ERE verb form, something changes. So the main change is going to be third person, he, she, or it, the voi form, and the loro form, the they form. Okay, so let's look at the endings. So let's take a verb that we looked at. We'll take the verb scrivere, okay? Because that's something we're going to do in class. Scrivere. So that's an ERE verb, it means to write. To write. So if I write out the 6 forms of the verb, just the stem, we've got scrive, so that's io, I, tu scrivi something, lui, lei, scrive, noi, scrive, we're going to put the endings on in a minute, voi, scrive something, and then loro, so they scrive So that there, each of those has the stem of the verb. And we're going to use a green pen, it's nice and bright, to put in the ending. So ERE verbs function a little bit different. So remember I said that form and that form and that form are a little bit different to the endings for ARE verbs. So the ones that are the same, io scrivo, I write or I'm writing, so that's the same. Tu scrivi, that's still an I at the end. Noi, what was the ending for noi? Iamo, sì, scriviamo, we're writing or let's write. So they're the ones that are the same, o, iamo. The ones that differ are this third person here, third person singular. Lui, lei scrive, he or she writes or is writing. Voi, so instead of scrivate from an ARE verb, we keep the E from the ERE verb. So scrivete, scrivete, voi scrivete, scrivete la risposta. You guys write the response or the answer. So instead of scrivano, it's scrivono, scrivono. Okay? They are writing or they write. Scrivono. So slight difference in the endings, but not too hard. And when we come on to the third type of verb, which is IRE verbs, you'll see a little difference here in particular, and all the other endings will be quite familiar by then. You'll be able to guess what they are. So let's have a look at a different verb. So, oh, I asked you earlier, I said I'll say the numbers and voi ripetete. So, ripetete, ripetete, ete. So that's from the verb ripetere, which means to repeat. So I've taken off the ERE ending, ripet, and then I put the ending on for voi, ripetete. Okay? How would I say, if this is the verb to repeat, ripetere, that's the whole verb, how would I say we repeat or let's repeat? Let us, we. Ripetiamo, ripetiamo, iamo. What about the verb prendere? That means to take. So if I want to say we take or we're taking, prendiamo. Excellent. So iamo, iamo, ete. So that's the voi form. But if I want to say I'm taking, like this pen, I'm taking this pen. So we need the verb to take, which is prendere, sì. Prendere. Take off the ending, and what do we add? I. We just add an O. Prendo. Prendo la penna. I'm taking the pen. Scrivo una lettera. I'm writing a letter. Other ERE verbs. So, okay, here's a nice one. This is the full form. Chiudere. So this is something on your handout. So let me just show you the handout. That's pagina 1 e poi pagina 2. So qui in alto at the top here, up at the top, you've got 3 verbs which show you the endings and give you examples, and we went through some examples of how to use them. So chiudere is about halfway down here, pagina 2, and it means to shut or to close, like to close your eyes. So if I wanted to say I'm closing my eyes or I'm shutting the door, I would take ERE off the end and I would add an O. Chiudo. Chiudiamo la porta. Let's shut the door. Chiudiamo. Let's shut. Chiudete gli occhi. Chiudete voi gli occhi. Chiudete. That's the voi form. You guys shut your eyes. Okay? So that's ERE verbs. These are regular verbs. So They always follow this pattern in the present tense, so they're really, really useful. You can also use these verb conjugations to ask questions. So, scrivi qualcosa? Are you writing something? Sì, scrivo una lettera. Yes, I'm writing something. Scriviamo una canzone. Should we write a song? Sì, buona idea, good idea. If you wanted to make them negative, remember you can just put non in front of the verb. So if we wanted to say, we're not shutting the door, we're not shutting the door, or we're not closing the door. So non, then we need the verb to close, which is chiudere. So there's chiud, that's the stem of that verb, and then there's the we ending, non chiudiamo, we're not closing or shutting, and then we can make the sentence longer by saying la porta, for example. Or you could say non chiudiamo gli occhi, eyes. So we're not shutting our eyes, no. So this conjugation here, changing the verb form to match the pronouns over here, really, really useful. And we'll be seeing more of that next week. So let's have a little look. So we looked at numbers up to 100, days of the week, months of the year, ERE verbs, homework from last week. And this week what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to finish off the exercises, basically where it says come si dice in italiano. So how do you say this in Italian? I've given you some ERE verbs, and you need to just put the endings on them to make sentences. So I've also said at the bottom bit that I'll be sending you a link to a video which is actually in Italian. It's only about 5 minutes long, and it shows you the difference between ARE verbs, ERE verbs and IRE verbs, 3 different types. So if you get a chance, watch that please. It'll be really good practice, and it should make it very clear what you do with different verb types. And I also said if you've got any general questions about how to ask something, things you want to say when you go to Italy, just write them down, bring them along next week, and we will have a look at how you form those questions. And I think the vocabulary and the kind of basic understanding that you should get by week 7 will make it easier to explain how you form those questions and answers. So have a little think. It might be asking someone where to find something, asking someone for help or assistance or advice. So have a little think, and have a good weekend. I'll email you shortly, and ci vediamo lunedì prossimo, okay? We'll see you next Monday. Grazie, ciao.